How's it going, everyone? My name is Josh, aka Patient Zero Balisong. I wanted to make a video showing off the blemished prototypes that I will be selling. If you're interested in picking up one of these, I'll have a link in the description. All you need to do is fill out the form, and I will pick out someone at random and I'll message them with the opportunity to purchase one of these. Since there's only 3, that is specifically why I want to do the drops like this, because otherwise if I listed them online and did a drop, they would sell out instantly. So this kind of helps. I want to just briefly go into why they're considered blemished prototypes. And the first one, believe it or not, is the one that I'm most excited about. Mind you, once these sell, these will be the only 3 out in public, so that's kind of cool. But this number 1, I think it's especially cool because this is actually one that I've been personally flipping pretty much since the beginning. So you can see it's a little worn out. There's a few pits in the handles, but a lot of the damage is, cosmetic scratches. The knife itself performs as it should. The tolerances are still really nice and tight. There's no tap and there's very little play. The play that is there is just because the handles are so long, so they show a little bit, but really they're not bad. They're not bad. So this, it would be number 1. I'm not going to put serial numbers on the prototypes. I might do them on the final release. I haven't really decided yet, but I'll include a note and some stickers and all that cool stuff. I want to talk a little bit more about what is all included a little bit later in this video. Yeah, this would be number 1, and it's the one that I've been personally flipping. The blade is a little buffed out, and the handles are scratched, but it still performs as it should. You'll notice a repeat pattern with these 3 are cosmetic scratches. Let's see here. So these ones aren't as bad, but if we move on to the next one, which is in better condition but still has scratches, the blade is in a lot better condition. It still has a factory edge on it, but one of the things that's wrong with this one is I don't know how close I can get you guys here. I don't think very close. Okay, so I don't know if you can pick this up, and I'll try to do my best to explain it. There's a chamfer that goes all around these handles, all the way around. Obviously these are like a deeper chamfer right here to kind of round out the edges, but the chamfer I'm talking about is on the back and on the front, and it's a lot more shallow of a chamfer, and really, my tweezers are bent. So what's going on is they're actually a little bit off center. So the chamfer over here is a lot deeper, and then the chamfer disappears as it gets closer to over here. And the same applies for this side and this side. So it doesn't affect the performance, but this is what makes these knives prototype blemished. So other than that, there's a few scratches. Yeah, this one's actually not too bad. The channel here, where the lower grip is, you might notice that one of the lines is a little bit shorter than the other. Again, it still lines up and it doesn't affect performance. But those are obviously things that I want to point out, because if you're buying it, I want you to be absolutely satisfied. And then last is the best condition and quality one. So this one has a satin blade, still has the factory edge on it, not nearly as many scratches. There's no issues with the chamfers. These prototype blemished handles scratch very easy, and I mean, you could debate that it adds a little bit of character. For instance, I think mine, you can obviously disagree, but I think it actually adds a little bit of character. And mind you, this has been dropped on concrete so many times that I can't even count it. I was really trying to stress test it, and then it actually ended up becoming my favorite flipper, so go figure. So whoever gets this one, I'll definitely leave a note for you letting you know that you got the first one. But yeah, this one's by far in the best condition. It might be a little offset still. It doesn't affect performance, and that is definitely something that will be corrected with the final release of these. All of them are, I mean, they got really, really good tolerances. No tap, a little play, you know what I mean? But they're such long handles that that's not uncommon. Same deal with this one. I mean, this one has really good tolerances. Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the tighter ones, but the handles still swing freely. None of these have tap. Sometimes what would happen is my pivots would get a little bit loose, and so I'd have to re-screw them down. I ended up using, and you can do this trick as well with any Balisong. I use this Loctite here, which it's in a red a red tube, but it's actually Loctite blue. I use this on the threads, and ever since I have had no issues of the pivots coming loose. And yeah, I am satisfied with all of these. I know that they have some cosmetic damage, and yeah, you know, that's something that will be definitely fixed. But right now, what I want to show you, let me put these off to the side real quick. I want to show you guys exactly what you're getting when you pay for my handle mod. So for these 3 knives, I'll actually be selling them as completes. What you see is what you get. You'll be getting the blade, you'll be getting the handles, you'll be getting the hardware, which will be pre-installed. But on top of all of that, you'll actually receive these stock Lucha handles, the stock Lucha hardware, and the stock Lucha blade, which will come pre-installed in the knife. When you buy this, you're actually getting a full Lucha plus my handle mod and my hardware. So a lot of people ask like where I get my blades from, and I personally get them locally from a company called River's Edge Cutlery. They sell online as well, so yeah, check them out. This isn't a sponsor or anything. When you ask me how I get my blades, I buy the Kershaw Lucha just like this, and I take off the handles, I take off the hardware, and what I'm left with is the blade, and I put that blade inside my knives. There's really nothing special. So what I wanted to show you is my hardware versus their hardware. Let's start with the pivots. This is the stock Kershaw Lucha pivots, and if you talk to anybody who owns a Kershaw Lucha, their pivot hardware absolutely sucks. It strips out really easy, it doesn't screw down far enough, and over time it just really it's not fun to deal with. These are my pivots. They're made by Steve Kelly, so mine are a lot better. They're definitely an upgrade, and you'll see that that's pretty common with all the hardware that I'm going to show you, but these don't strip out nearly as fast, if at all. I have yet to have one strip on me, and the quality just seems a lot better. Anytime you're tightening the pivot, you know you got more to screw down on, where the Kershaw pivots aren't like that. And then let's go to the bearings. So these are the stock Kershaw Lucha bearings. Honestly, nothing special about these at all. In my opinion, these are junk. If you're rough with them, the balls will fall out and dirt and grime will get stuck in there. These are just not special whatsoever. Mine are by Skiff. These bearings are a serious upgrade, and if you actually currently own a Kershaw Lucha, you can buy these bearings and put them in your stock Kershaw Lucha, and it will improve the flipping performance, in my opinion. But if you look, just by appearance, you can see that they are clearly superior. The construction quality is really, really nice versus these. They're junk. They're absolute junk. Lastly, what you get are stainless steel washers, and these are obviously from my kit. Kershaw's stock don't have washers. The reason you need washers is because my handles are made out of 70-75 aluminum, so without the washers it would actually eat through the aluminum. That's something that's required. So all the hardware comes pre-installed, but this is what you get basically. 4 of the skiff bearings, 4 of the stainless steel washers, and 2, well, that's not mine, 2 of the pivots, and on top of all the hardware that's in my hand, you also get the stock Kershaw Lucha pivots. They're really crappy bearing. Actually, really crappy bearings. There's 4 of them somewhere. I probably lost them, but now I wonder where the heck I did put them. But that's alright. That's obviously, I'll find them. But you get all their junk hardware. You get their beautiful handles, but super freaking heavy. Like, their handles are so heavy. If you're wondering why I even went through the trouble of like doing all this, it's because these handles are so heavy that it flips like garbage, in my opinion. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know. They're heavy, and it takes, I don't know, it takes work to flip it. Not saying it's impossible. Matter of fact, if you can learn how to flip on the stock Lucha, you'll probably be ahead of the game. I truly do believe that it will make you a better flipper, flipping something that's so hard to flip. But the handles I have, I mean, they're super light. It's a lot faster. The handles are definitely a lot longer. And remember, these are just prototyped blemished handles. The final release will be anodized. There'll be a bunch of different colors. So here's just some of the examples. Oh, duh, you can't see that. They're actually really, really cool. I'll probably do solid colors because I'm going to be doing it myself. But yeah, these turned out so cool. So dang cool, and I ended up not being able to use them because of a flaw. But this is when I was still doing the half spiral pattern, which is coming back, by the way. But the only reason I discontinued it is because when the handles were put together, they weren't perfectly symmetrical. So yeah, I went back to the drawing board with those, but I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'm gonna whip out my caliper here, because I honestly don't know all the different specs. Hey, I just made handles, alright? Alright, you're looking at 5933. So 5 inches, 933 thousandths. That's in machinist lingo, I guess. That's what you get. I don't know how to read decimals any other way. So the handle thickness is a little over a ½ inch. And that's pretty much it for the dimensions. So let's go into the weight. So let's do the stock first. 6 ounces. 5.9. Alright. 4.3. 4.3. That's quite the reduction. So I mean, that's really why I chose aluminum handles, and that's also why they're so long compared to the stock model. I mean, the handles are significantly longer. The blades are pretty long in the, you know, by themselves. So the channel that I have, you could see that the blade tip has just enough room. So I mean, I tried to utilize all the weight tricks, the balancing tricks that I could, and the channel is as small as it could possibly be. There's actually a chamfer on the insides of these handles as well. I made enough room to fit obviously the blade, the bearings, and the washers, but then it goes tighter as it goes on, and that's just to add additional weight. You don't want it too light towards the pivots, and you don't want it too heavy. So I found like a happy medium, I think. Everybody's preferences are a little bit different, but you know. Okay, yeah, so the balance is a little different, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys a heads up on what I'm selling, and you know, I'll send you this video if I choose your name from the whole registration list. Again, that list will actually be in the description. I'll have a link to it. All you'll need to do is sign up, and yeah, if you get chosen, I'll send you an email. If you don't, keep your name on that list, and every week I'll try to choose, 3 more people, but it might be a little bit less, it might be a little bit more. It depends on the rate that I'm able to make these, but I think that we have a good blemished prototype lineup here. I think that whoever gets them will be incredibly satisfied. These are all dipped in iodine, so it is, it does have a finish, and it should prevent oxidizing and all that jazz, but it's not just raw aluminum. I use an etching solution, and then that's when I dip it, and then yeah, this is what you get. So I don't think that there's anything else. I might as well show you, since I have you here and you've made it all the way through the video. I'll show you a little sneak peek of the next project that I'm doing. I'll be working on a collaboration with Atropos, and yeah, these are the blades that I'll be using. One side says Atropos, and the other side has my logo. And I really love the Bowie blades. Those have always been a favorite of mine, so that's what I chose. And these will actually have titanium handles. I already have all the materials to do it. Has a cool sheath too. So I'll be working on that after the finals of these mods come out. These will run off bushings, by the way. So yeah, I'm excited to work on that, but I really want to get every other project done first. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a like or a comment or all the above. Yeah, all my social media links are in the description as well. I'm pretty active on Instagram. Obviously, I'm pretty active here on YouTube. Those are definitely the most important ones in my opinion, but I list them all down there. So yeah, take a look at the link in the description, and that will get you where you need to be. So yeah, I appreciate you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys next time.